Welcome back to Dialogue on 1240 AM and 102.7 FM KBIZ. And are we joined by Pallavi Ahluwalia? Hello?
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're a lawyer, an immigration lawyer down in Texas. Can you give us just the scope of just the crisis that's going on down there?
Yes, from what we're hearing and also reading more details that are coming in from a letter that was written by the Department of Health and Human Services and the DHS to Congress, it seems that there is an overwhelming number that are showing up. Of course, we're seeing pictures of them. We're seeing some reporting that is coming through onto the border, but there seems to be about almost an average of about 4,600 people that are daily coming in illegally crossing into the U.S. Without proper documentation. Now, this is in contrast or in addition to what we saw in 2017, which the daily average was about 650 people. They're also reporting that about 52,000 unaccompanied minors have been turned over to DHS for placement. So the numbers are not making any sense. We're looking at the kids that are from 870 to right now 2,300 with CBP alone. So the numbers are just all over the place.
Wow. So Pallavi, if you could just shed some light because you know the citizenship process a lot better than a lot of us Americans do. What's the logistical nightmare of getting all these people processed?
It's huge. I think CBP definitely needs help. I think also infrastructure building has to happen for HHS to be able to house these people, feed them, and keep them, in a condition which is not completely deplorable. There were some shots or views from San Diego just maybe a couple of months back that showed that people were sleeping under the bridges, and they were not looking good for the United States. It really did not seem that they were in the U.S., but I think the problem is that the facilities are fewer and the funding is not there adequately to be able to supply more beds or covered shelter and things like that to cause those images to come through the border.
Are you... since you're an immigration lawyer, do you represent some of the illegal immigrants that are at the border now, or what is the scope of your practice?
Yeah, my practice actually is more to do with high-skilled immigrants as well as legal immigrants in the country that are looking for benefits or the legal paths to getting their green cards. And there are a lot of people that are languishing. People from India with master's degrees have a 15 to 20-year wait before they can be given green cards, and they're the ones that have STEM degrees from the United States. So I think immigration reform is what I would recommend, because we're looking at illegal people showing up from just these three countries. And of course, there are a lot of other people also that show up along with them. And then we have legal people who have followed the law and everything that are waiting a length of time to be able to become residents of the country, leave alone citizens. And citizenship after that is 5 years. So I don't represent a lot of people at the border. I empathize with the ones that have the situation that causes them to leave their home and to come into another country. But I also think that they're being taken advantage of by smugglers who are giving them some stories to bring them here to the United States.
Oh, so something like empty promises, you would say?
Or I would say just smuggling, saying that, you know what, the welcome mat that the U.S. has will change, or it's not like we still have the welcome mat right now, not for the last many, many years, but I think they're being duped out of some money to be able to smuggle them into the U.S. or take that journey across Mexico, across their countries to come here.
You mentioned that for some Indian citizens, it would take 15 to 20 years. Why so long?
So the numbers that are allocated to employment-based green cards are way fewer than they are to family-based green cards, number one. And then per country, they share only 7% of the entire world's allocation. So, say, for example, there are 114,000 green cards per year allowed to all countries for employment-based immigration. And I'm talking about people with degrees and experience. India just gets 7% of that. So, so there have been more people that have come in from India to study in the U.S. as well as come and work in the H-1B, which is the skilled worker positions. We're talking about specialty workers, engineers, doctors, and the likes. And once they are here in the country, they get bottlenecked because of the 7% weight, 7% allocation. So then, if you just statistically just line them up, there are hundreds of thousands of people that are right now just backlogged into that process.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by and telling us a little bit about immigration law and just giving us a taste of what's going on down the border. We really appreciate you stopping by. Have a very good morning, Pallavi.
Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting me. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Pallavi Ahluwalia, and she is a attorney down in Texas, and she was talking about the immigration crisis going on there.